as I say to General Shafaat that, sir, I will have the same question for you. How could public opinion within the Israel, within the Palestine and in the wider Arab world influence the implementation of this agreement? Because you already heard Norman as an American journalist, he agreed that this agreement saved Netanyahu, but final savior probably will not we see.
Thank you very much again. As Norman has said, I agree with him. You see, there is a difference between the public opinion in Israel and public opinion in other Arab countries. In Israel, it matters. Netanyahu has to face election very soon, not far. Even if he survives, assume that he is pardoned by the president and he goes for the next election.
Sir, according to the different polls and survey, he is not going to survive, according to the polls.
Okay. So, that means in Israel, it will be different story. Whoever comes to power, will they accept it or will they not accept it? Now, as far as the Middle Eastern countries, Arab countries are concerned, the public opinion really does not have much value in there because it is because of their political system. The public
it's all monarchy.
Because of monarchy, the public opinion does not weigh that much as it weighs in Israel or in the Western countries. So, how much it will have, it is difficult to judge. And it seems that most of the Middle Eastern people were not much concerned about it.
They don't bother.
They didn't bother about what was happening in Gaza. Did they? If they were really, they would have probably forced their way and the public opinion could have been built up so that the Arab countries could have intervened or could have done something. But they did not do in the last 2 years.
So, your opinion is very significant. I really like the way you said, because public opinion in Middle East will not matter as because their system of ruling the country is monarchy.
That's right.
Nobody will go against the sheikhs. Nobody will go against the sultans. No will go against the kings. So, Middle East respond of the general people will not influence the implementation of this agreement. Sir, as I said with Norman, that huge, last 1 week I have been using one new term. It has been criticized by my audience, hugely criticized. Few people even called me. I said, world is going to be witnessed with China's financial invasion. China captured Latin America, Africa, South Asia, ASEAN region. China's financial invasion is moving into Europe now. You see some of the opinion bargaining in the NATO and the European Union. This is a signal China is getting in. I want to draw your attention. In response to the China expanding export restrictions on earth materials, the US threatened 100% tariffs beginning from November 1. A meeting between President Donald Trump and Xi Jinping is expected in South Korea later this month, and in 33 years Chinese president is traveling to South Korea for this trade deal. Sir, my question is, why are rare earth elements strategically important in the global economy and tech supply chains, and why this meeting is going to be world's focus number 1?
First of all, rare earth element is one of the major ingredients in tech industry, and this is not available everywhere. And China is one of those countries who has in abundance. China can be a major factor in controlling the tech industries. Okay. Now, leaving aside that, you have to somehow other, I do not know, there is a saying that people do not learn from history. So, that is what exactly is happening in case of USA. USA is not realizing it, that it is their turn to slow down. They have probably reached their peak. The decline has started. No country, no civilization, or you may say no government, no system has survived that long. Some have died down completely, some have survived in a much smaller scale.
Do you agree extreme decision or extreme choice from any part in negotiation table? Because if you are extremist, we should not go to the negotiation.
That's right.
In this regard, I prepared a question for you, sir. I know you don't have the business background, but you are a negotiator. What are the risks and benefits of imposing extremely high tariffs like 100% in response to export controls? What Donald Trump minimize for China? Nothing, 100%.
Okay. Now, who will be affected most?
It's America.
So,
American consumers.
so what do you, as far as China is concerned, there is plenty of other markets. Probably for a short period of time, China will face a little bit of problem, but in slowly the other markets will open up.
But American consumers will face
the battle.
supply chain interruption.
So, I do not know. Trump is a businessman. He should have thought about, or his advisor should have discussed about it. What are the implications? You have to accept what Norman said, that you have to accept it, that China is the economy, which is not single-handedly, but it is the major driving force of the world economy today.
They are the manufacturing hub.
So, you are trying to sort of tackle them in which way?
I can tell you, I can share you one nice quote I have been experienced from a Canadian news media, CBC. They says former Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau, he said the world is seeing and applauding Donald Trump for stopping some small wars, but he is putting the world into the biggest war of threats, biggest war of relationship destroying, biggest war of trade, biggest war of cyber, biggest war of economy. And he says, as he could break the relationship with Canada, neighboring country, who doesn't need even police to control the border, he can do anything. He is the world's #1 unpredictable president. I just want to ask you a question, sir. Do you think in next 3 years we will be witnessing so many unprecedented things by the #1 man in White House?
Yes, you can expect. Could be. Because one, he is very unpredictable. Secondly, as someone said, he is suffering from dementia. I do not know. That could be
Chicago mayor.
So, what he is going to do, we do not know, because his policies are not based on any logic. You see, one thing, I do not know whether you have heard about, there is something known as strategic culture. Now, strategic culture is a new area of study in international relations. It started in the late 70s, or maybe mid 70s. The United States were very worried, how will the Soviet Union react in case of a nuclear showdown. So, they want to find out what will be sort of what the reaction would be. From there it started, that the strategic culture. Now, if you study strategic culture of China, Chinese people are very slow moving. Unlike
but they have proved slow and steady wins the race.
So, unlike the Americans, unlike the US, who are very always in a hurry to finish the job, the Chinese are not in a hurry to finish the job. When the instead of being decided to face the West and to take out China from the shackles of communism and get into the market economy, he didn't do it in a day.
Sir, Asian Age South Asian editor has written a nice article. He says, as a communist country, China has the calculation how much rice they need, how much oil they need, how much clothes they need, and China is prepared for the next 200 years. So, it is not America, it is not Europe, it is not European Union, it is not NATO can mold China's economy. Maybe China is facing economic slowdown because of disruptions of supply chains to USA, export chains to USA. But finally, the gainer will be China, because US is in depth of 38 trillion US dollar. I just want to do a question to you. I know your organization working on this. Sir, what diplomatic strategies could help de-escalating trade tensions without hurting domestic industries from China, from USA, and I want to include and I want to get your opinion regarding the Bangladeshi RMG also, because you know our economy is also depending too much on RMG.
It's a very complicated question you ask me, and neither I am a student of economics nor I study much.
But you have diplomatic strategies experience.
Now, looking at it, if you see, first of all, between USA and China, the economic relationship, they have to redraw their lines. They have to work on it. I don't know whether US will agree or not, because USA has to accept the dominance of Chinese economy. Accepting that, USA should continue to work on that policy, that how long they can continue. Because prediction is that by 2050, China will overtake USA in all aspects, probably including militarily. So, assuming that they will no more be number one in the world, they will number two, they have to prepare themselves, which I do not know whether they are doing or not. Unless they do it, they will face problem. Like India, I dare not use that word foolishly. They had Congress been in power, had the old leaders been in power, probably they wouldn't have charted the path that present Indian government is doing, because the Indian government is trying to compete with China, which is a very wrong decision.
So, there was a culture in United States, if someone wants to be the president of the United States, he has to comply 4 points, he has to be he, not she. It was till 2000. Later, Hillary Clinton was the first person came into final fight. Then the second one, he has to be from white race. It is broken by Barack Obama. The third condition was he has to be a Protestant Christian. And the fifth one, he has to be born in America. So, 3 conditions has gone. One is there. Donald Trump has become a second time president after a Joe Biden era. My question is, who guide Donald Trump, or Donald Trump is guided by whom?
Now, this is a question I do not know how to answer, because I've read a little bit, not much, about the US presidents. As I have read that most of the presidents used to be briefed on each subject.
Yes, sir.
And there used to be a regular session by specialists on various issues. And unfortunately, in case of Donald Trump, what I have heard or read so far, he doesn't listen to anybody. He thinks that he knows everything. And even anyone who wants to guide him or suggest something, he shuts him down. So, I don't know who guides him. Because in his first term, he kept on firing his aides or his advisors. As a matter of fact, these advisors became his number one enemy later on.
Yes, sir.